This is what profitable sports betting actually looked like. I'm going to break down the good, bad, and the ugly from August 2025, our full monthly result, including pretty much everything. And this exact sports betting strategy that I'm going to explain to you right now not only afforded me my dream life, I was able to buy my dream 2 cars, a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. I've also had massive success, as you can see, over the past 30 to 60 days on this $200,000 bankroll. I've grown the account to $284,000. And again, this is just one of my many funded accounts that I am using to obviously consistently profit. I've been able to, live my dream life. As you can see, this is one of my Rolexes. That's another one I was looking at in the store. This one was insane. It was a little too much for me. But again, here's me driving my Lambo. I have a cool watch on, and I've also been able to afford my dream place to live as well. So I want to break down all the nuts and bolts in my strategy, how it works, and how we were able to profit. So the first things first, right? Over the month of August, we went 81 wins, 51 losses for a 61.4% win rate. And the most important thing to note is there's all these idiots online saying they have a 95% win rate, and it should be an immediate red flag to all of you guys. That is how people lie and are deceitful with their results. Having a 95% win rate is, first of all, impossible, and second of all, just straight up criminal with like what they're doing at the BS that they're saying. Like, there's so many idiots on my 15-unit max play, the 20-unit play of the century, play of the year. I had so done at hearing that ridiculousness, and I know you guys are too, because the truth is there is no play in the century. There is no play of the year. Like, there could be high probability plays, but the most important thing is long-term consistency. And as you can see, right, going 81 wins, 51 losses, there are losses in there, right? Nobody wins every single play, but what's most important to note is that, are you staying consistent over the long run? And if you are staying consistent, right, you can actually build not only a bankroll, but build a life off sports betting. You can't build a life off the 15-unit max plays and the ridiculous things that we now see on the internet. So what do we do actually from a P&L perspective? Like, how much money do we make, right? We gained 23.59 units in the month of August, and the month of August was pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. And on average, we gained 1.798 units per pick. So every single pick that we took, we gained about 1.8 units per pick. I'm not sorry, how 0.18 units per pick. So from the bankroll manager perspective, obviously, I'd use a $10,000 unit size. So gaining 23 units for me would be $230,000 in profit. Now, obviously, this account, this is just one of my accounts. This shows about $84,000 of profits. And as you can see, I spread that action across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 funded accounts of different sizes. And I have also a little bit more funded accounts. I just didn't include them in the screenshot. So I spread that action. I diversify it across multiple funded accounts to obviously make sure I have the best strategy. But again, let's go through some of the closing line value metrics, because this is how you determine if you are truly a profitable and consistent sports bettor. If you are beating the closing line and you actually maintain a positive percentage of beating the closing line, that is how you are known, or that's how you know if you have a consistently profitable stretch. So in August, we beat the closing line 87.1% of the time with an average CLV of plus 1.73%. And the best CLV day was 2.8% on August 15th. So that shows to show if we are truly beating the closing line 87% of the time, right? That is extremely profitable over the long run, because we can have a play that might lose, for example, but if we are still beating the closing line, that's all that matters, because we know over the long run, if we're getting good CLV, then we're able to consistently profit, because there'll be more winners than there will be losers. And that's how to build a business out of sports betting, which is something that I focus completely on. Now, from an expected value percentage, our average expected value per pick was plus 5.2%. We generated 91.7% in our positive EV rate, and our total expected value generated was 686.4% in the month of August. So very, very sound. And from a weekly perspective, as you can see the weekly breakdown here, the first week of August, we gained 7 units. The second week of August, we gained 6 units. The third week of August, we gained 1 unit, so that was a bit of a slower week. The fourth week of August, we gained 5 units, and the fifth week of August, we gained 2.57 units. And as you can see, we have the records right here. Now, the best single day was 4.23 units on August 15th. And again, that coincides with obviously our best CLV day, which is super important to note, because they both go hand in hand when you're professionally sports betting at a very high level. Now, the worst data we had was minus 2.15 units on August 21st. The longest win streak was 11 picks. The longest loss streak was 5 picks. And we had 8 days where we had 5+ wins, where we went 5-1, 6-0, etc. So, with that being said, obviously, let's jump into exactly how my strategy worked, and then we'll jump over to the daily performance and the strategy analysis in the weekly summary. So if you guys don't know, right, my strategy focuses on 6 different individual opportunities, as we can see here. And these opportunities are specific systems where we are capitalizing on certain tendencies that Vegas may have. So for example, these are all algorithmic systems that are based on cold hard data. They are not based on matchups or ridiculous things that only happen once or twice a year. These are based on very specific data points where we can obviously determine an edge based on how lines are moving, based on how money is flowing in the markets, and all that good information. So let's break down an example here. For example, the first strategy that I obviously follow is my prop engine strategy, where we're using player prop projections or public player projections to figure out a fair price for each prop. And then when the sportsbook's price is better than our fair price by a safe margin, we're posting, think the store is selling it way cheaper than it's worth. The second strategy that we employ is the syndicate pulse strategy. When several respective sportsbooks all move in the same direction around the same time, that usually means the market has learned something important. We detect those group moves, estimate a fair price, and then post only if the current price is still high. And most importantly, right, this strategy has nothing to do with the pitcher matchups or this specific data point. This is on the overall overarching data points that give us indications of where we can find value and where we can get positive CLV on our plays. And that's the most important thing. This is a replicatable day in and day out strategy. I see so many guys who, first of all, never even tell you the analysis behind their strategies. And I think that's even more ridiculous because they have, like, if they say, oh, I have a blowout winning pick for you tonight, I say, great, why? And if you can't explain why, that's the equivalent of, me telling you to buy a stock or me telling you to invest in a company. And I said, what did the company do? Or what's that stock? Why is the stock going to go up? You say, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I got no idea. Or they say some pitcher tendency or some random nonsense. Like, that's ridiculous. That's like the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. And like, that's why so many people go broke sports betting and there's so much misinformation out there, is because there's idiots online telling you things where they don't even have a reason for it. Like, they're building a new building here. And if you watch my videos, I reference this a lot. They're building a building out of concrete, a new skyscraper. And what most people do online and how most people treat sports betting is the equivalent of the builders and the people constructing that building just guessing. It's like, should we pour the concrete this way? How much concrete should we pour? You know what? I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to eyeball it. I'm just going to dump all the concrete in there. You know what? It'll be good. It'll sell. No problem. So it's idiotic when you think about it. It's the stupidest thing. Do you think that Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, when they're running their operations, no matter what you think of them, do you think that they're not calculated about each data point in their specific business? I know that Jeff Bezos probably looks at all of his data every single day to see where he can improve, where he's falling behind, and all that. I know the same thing probably happens with Elon Musk because these guys have specific data analysis and they actually know why they are doing certain things. And in sports betting, it's crazy because a lot of the guys have no idea why they're taking things. And if they do, or anybody can go and chat, say, okay, I believe that the Blue Jays should win tonight, let's say MLB. Then they go into ChatGPT and they say, why should the Blue Jays win? And then ChatGPT will give them a whole paragraph on why the Blue Jays should win. It's like, but that's ridiculous because that's not consistent strategy. That's a bunch of BS that's meant to, confuse you guys. So I point all this out and I say all this with the understanding that please, please, please be careful, and be careful who you follow, be careful who you trust. And if somebody does not have a proven and profitable system and they aren't showing you these data points and they aren't showing you how their strategy works, chances are they are complete buffoons and they are idiots and they are not to be trusted. So let's keep going here. And we have our lineups wire strategy. When sportsbooks raise betting limits and move a line, that's a sign they respect them in price. We only post the best of those signals with a clear don't chase the past number. We have the ratings gap lab. We combine a few public power ratings to make our own team strike number. From that, we calculate what the spread or total should be. And if the market's far off, we're posting that. We have the market mismatch, which is we compare prices across many books. If one book is way off the average market price, the gap will usually close. We're posting that number. Then we have our situational matrix. Some games change because of travel, rest, altitude, weather, or referee style. We're turning those factors into a single score and adjusting what we think the fair price or the fair line should be.
And then we have obviously that we are always making our own fair price first. We're only posting when the math says it's positive value. We set a clear entry window. We use small unit sizes, and we are always very strategic. And as you can see, over the course of 2023 to 2025, this strategy has generated 9,800 picks with an overall win rate sitting between 58 to 60%, so extremely profitable. And as you can see on the back test for this strategy and the forward test, so basically just showing the strategy's results, we have an extremely positive P&L per with a very profitable profit and loss state. Now, again, in that, we also can go in and see the monthly breakdown here of the strategy. As you can see, we only have had, and the reason why this says 27% is because I hadn't updated it. I updated it at the end of each month. But as you can see here, we only had one losing month going down 7.2%. But like super important to note, being honest with you guys, like there are smaller winning months. Like for example, this month was only 6%, or like this month was 10%. But there are big winning months like 21%, 16%, 17%, 21%. So it's very profitable over the long run, but it compounds, it grows, it scales. So it's not like, oh yeah, we're trying to triple our money this month, then we're going to lose it all next month, and we're going to be bouncing back hard at 5xing our money. That's ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous thing. And then we can go back to the overall performance. So we can see here, that was that one losing month, and then obviously massive winning months, to follow it up. So this is what profitable sports betting looks like. And obviously, as we can see here from a CLV analysis, you guys can, go look through that. And to prove to you guys that this is just not like a random data set of just, random numbers. And this is filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of picks with unit sizes and everything tracked, as you guys can see, thousands of picks. So everything is proven and profitable through this system. So again, let's bounce back over to the August months and let's look at some daily performance and see exactly what was going on daily. And as you can see, guys, there is not all profitable days. Like we're not making money every single day. But what's super important to note is obviously we are making more money than we are losing. We grew our 100 unit bankroll to 123 units. This is the most important thing to note, guys. There are roughly about 122 units, give or take. I'm going to add all of the final data in here as well. But what's super important to note, guys, is this is what consistency looks like. Wins, losses. But at the end of the day, we are consistently profitable. We have small losing days. We have large winning days. Now, from a strategy perspective, as you can see, all the strategies were nice and profitable this month. No surprise there. We had win rates sitting between 59% to 63, 68% on that one. Yeah, again, like that's an outlier. That's, really high. That's really solid. That's larger than where it should be. But again, it's an outlier, so I'm sure that data might come down next month over the next 3 months, but that's fine. It'll hover somewhere between 59 and 64%. That's what we see. And on the weekly basis, we're obviously extremely profitable, as I have continued to show you guys. So again, I don't show you these material items to try to boast about how wealthy I am or some ridiculous scam nonsense. I don't really care, to be honest. I think they're cool items, and I think that they are a trophy of hard work. But more importantly, right, I show you that because this is what happens when we treat sports betting like a business. This is what happens when you win at a high level. This is what happens when you obviously are consistent and you're profitable with the systematic process. You're not profitable with ChatGPT bullshit analysis. You're not profitable with the 20 unit max play of the century every single night. You're not profitable with no analysis and no understanding of why you're taking plays. You have to have a consistent day in and day out strategy, but you understand why you're taking place, you understand the data behind it, and you have the math to back it. Because if you have the math to back it up, then you can obviously be consistently profitable and therefore be successful. Now, this exact system, right? I know you guys told a few of the free plays over the past 3 free plays, I believe, were 3-0. So what's most important to know is obviously that if you want to get access to this system, what I offer is a full money back guarantee. And now I'm so confident in my system, obviously with the data that we had, that I'm confident enough to say, if you are unprofitable, you get your entire investment back, no questions asked, over the next 30, 60, 90 days. No questions asked, because I'm confident in my system, right? I'm confident that we know what we're doing over here. We are consistently profitable, and that's what I pride myself on. I put my reputation behind that, and nobody else offers a money-back guarantee because they are not confident in their system. They don't have a system. So we have a full money-back guarantee, which means that if you message me on Instagram, you shoot me a DM, you say, hey, Rahan, I'm interested in, tailoring your full system. I want to get access. I only let serious sports bettors tailor. Like, you have to be serious, you have to be committed, and just text in. Why do you think that you deserve to tailor the system? Like, truthfully, are you going to take this seriously? Because I can't offer the full money back guarantee to people that are unserious about this. And the reason being is because if you're unserious about being consistently profitable, then you might take one of the 6 plays that I give on a daily basis and just put all your money on that one, and then you blow your bankroll up. And I couldn't even help you in that situation. Like, you didn't text me, you didn't tail the system as I intended it to be tailed, and you just made a massive mistake. So I only want people who are consistently serious about making sports betting a full-time business, an income, or a side hustle that is going to actually make them money over the long run to be tailing my systems. Otherwise, it's not for you. You can tail the free plays, and we can go our separate ways. But if you are consistently if you are serious about being consistently profitable and you want to tail this system, you want to obviously win long term, message me on Instagram, shoot me a DM. Why do you think that you'd be a good fit? I'll shoot you a message back. You are actually talking to me. I know people are worried I'm a robot or something. No, you are actually talking to me. And we'll chat more about your specific scenario. Then I jump on the phone. I might talk to you for a few minutes there, and we'll see exactly how my systems can help you. But again, great month of August. I'm happy to all the people that are tailing. You guys are absolutely crushing it. I've seen the profits. I've seen you guys posting your results and texting me your best looks. It's fucking awesome to see. I'm super hyped for you guys coming into a big September. I'm excited. And for all you guys who want to get access to the system, make sure you shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll get back to you guys right then and there. And let's continue cashing out. Let's make some money today. Let's make some money tomorrow. September's going to be a massive month. I look forward to seeing you guys. Peace.